My first question is, why is it so hard to keep a good marriage good for a long period of time?
A number of factors. One is you have two different people, two very different people, even if they have a lot of commonalities or traits that are common, things they like to do, but you still have two different people, male, female. You have different cultures they may have been brought up in, maybe not ethnic cultures, but just they're number two in the family, this one's the baby in the family, just different ways. And they have to somehow find not a you and a me, but an us.
Right.
That us is hard to create because what might be good for us isn't good for you. What might be good for us isn't good for me, but it's good for us. A lot of people never can create the us.
Right.
That makes it difficult. They don't know how to communicate us. They talk about me, they talk about you, but they don't talk about us.
Right.
The other is, besides the creating that, is people go in assuming it's going to be easy and fun. They are not prepared for the work that it requires. And then when the work comes, they begin to convince themselves that something's not right, that it's not working. Once they convince themselves of that, they're not going to look for opportunities to make it work. And things begin to crumble, things begin to fall. But if you go in there knowing, and sometimes you go in by premarital counseling or something like that, you go in knowing this is going to get tough at times.
Right.
You go in knowing that we are obligated to create an us, a blend of you and me. That's not going to be anything like you, and it's going to be anything like me. It's going to be kind of like you and kind of like me. It's going to be us.
Right.
Those marriages seem to forge a lifetime partnership and lifetime happiness.
Right.
But it takes time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know you kind of already answered this, but what are some specific challenges that come with marriage?
Well, every couple has them. It really isn't. People just think, oh, it's communication. Oh, it's sex. Oh, it's finances. Every couple has their own unique challenges. Sometimes it's a personality difference, and that's just as hard to handle as having a spouse who never can keep a job. Or one who is constantly nagging at you. I mean, just nags. That's how they live. Their mother nagged at them, they nag at you. Everybody's got their own unique one.
Right.
It's finding a way to live in the midst of that. It's very interesting. Some studies have been going on for years and years and years. Many of the so-called experts are at the point now of saying, you know what we have to teach people? We have to teach them to accept what they cannot change. Ooh, that's wow, we've all this research and we finally realized that bottom line, there are going to be things about your personality I can't change.
Right.
There are going to be things about us together. You spark something to me, I spark something. We can't change that. It just isn't going to change. And that there are some things we can. The secret is finding out what we can change and work on it, what we cannot change and accept. Stop wasting energy on the stuff we cannot change.
Right.
Put energy into the acceptance. Right? That's a hard, and there's no map. There's nobody telling you, oh, these are the things you accept, oh, these are the things you just have to work on. It's trial and error.
Yeah.
And a lot of people give up. It's a lot of work.
Yeah. One last question. What are some things that couples can do to maybe improve their marriage, or maybe like a tip or one kind of main idea?
Well, here's the strange thing about, maybe it's an American thing, I don't know, maybe it's a human thing, I don't know, that we tend to work on things when they're a problem, right? Why not be proactive? Why not? We're going to be together 50, 60 years. Why not pick something for this year that we as a couple will dedicate ourselves to? So it's our anniversary, we go out to dinner, and we say, sweetie, what's one thing we need to work on this year? And he says, well, I don't think we're having enough sex. Or the other one says, well, I don't think we're talking to each other enough. We're not making enough time for each other, whatever. And they finally say, well, let's work on the communication thing. So how are we going to do that? Before we go to bed every night, or when we wake up every morning, we're going to ask each other, And so they'll construct, I teach them how to construct some kind of year-long work, right? Because if you work on something for a few months, it doesn't have a lasting effect. Work on it for a whole year. It'll have more of a lasting effect. The year's over, it's our anniversary. What's one thing we're going to... So in 60 years of marriage, we've worked on 60 aspects of our relationship. Those marriages are tough. Those suckers can survive all kinds of problems. Or do we wait till there's, somebody cheated or somebody lied and now we go to therapy. to fix the problem. Why not inoculate the marriage with antibodies that make it stronger by just, as a couple, understanding what it is do we need right now in this marriage. We may need lots of things, but right now, okay, we'll concentrate on this. A year from now, something else may raise its head, we'll work on that. And little by little by little by little, you got these strong actions that we've worked on to strengthen our marriage. Rather than worrying about what's making it weak, we worry about what can we do to strengthen it.